What's up, guys? Chris Kennedy again. So, very common question that I get from beginners and from people who have never done martial arts, and maybe they're asking me out of sheer curiosity or because they're looking to start a martial art, is which martial art is best? Okay, and I typically get this question from my university students. I just teach these introduction classes, these little beginner self-defense martial arts classes at the university. So, you know, some guy's taking a self-defense class and he's new to the whole martial arts realm. It's a fair question. Which martial art is best? And for those of us who have been doing martial arts for a while, we know that this is a silly question, but it's a very fair question for people who are new to the martial arts world. If you want to learn a martial art, you Google martial arts in my area and 12 results, 12 or 13 results pop up. And you're staring at a dozen different martial arts styles. Fair question. Which one is best? Which one should I train? So the first thing you need to understand is that a martial art, the name of a martial art, is basically a description of the techniques you're going to be learning. Okay, let me say that again. The name of a martial art is basically a description of the techniques you're going to be learning. So if I tell you I'm going to study or I'm going to train jiu-jitsu, that means I'm learning about submissions. I'm learning how to submit people and how to defend against submissions. If I tell you I'm going to train boxing, that just describes to you right there that I'm going to be learning how to punch people and how to not get punched. It's all about punching. If I tell you, whatever the martial art may be, the name describes, or you could say it labels, the techniques that I'm going to be learning. So that being said, when somebody says they're going to learn a martial art, or which martial art is best, they're actually asking, what techniques are best? What techniques should I be learning? And we can talk about that more in another video if you guys are curious, or if any of you guys want me to talk about it. But that is situational. The short answer is that is situational. If I'm fighting in an MMA cage, that's a different situation than fighting in a boxing ring, and that's a different situation than I'm on the street and some guy's chasing me with a metal bar trying to bash my head in, and that's a different situation than wrestling in the backyard with my buddies at a barbecue, right? So what techniques should you learn? What martial arts should you learn? Depends on the techniques you want to learn. What techniques should you learn? That depends on the situation. Okay. But typically, let's talk about what people typically mean when they say which martial art is best. They mean, what martial art is going to help me win in a one-on-one fight? There's some punk who's bothering me or bullying me, and I decide I want to stand up and punch him in the face. What martial art is going to prepare me for that altercation the best? Or I'm going to step into a kickboxing ring, or I'm going to step into an MMA cage and compete. Oh, sorry, my phone just did something weird. Oh, I think I just got a text. Yeah, which one is going to prepare me for a mano-a-mano, one-on-one fight? That's what people typically mean when they ask which martial art is best. So the answer is not one specific martial art, as I'm sure all of you guessed, and I'm sure all of you had that opinion before you even started watching this video, is that there is no one specific style. What matters is the training. Okay, what matters is what the individual does. Oh, dang it. So if you're a wuss and you're afraid to get hit in the face, and every time someone raises their hand, you go like this, then it doesn't matter what martial arts you train or how many martial arts you train and how long you train, you're not going to be good at fighting if you're a wuss. If you're a super tough guy, if you are a freaking badass, then you could train something that you could train Tai Chi and you'll be able to beat a bunch of people up. Okay, so it matters greatly on the individual. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. I keep having to hit pause and then play again. I'm driving right now and there's a ton of traffic, so I keep getting distracted by things. And it's raining, so anyway, sorry about that. Where was I? Yeah, so so training to be a fighter, which martial art is best? Also think about this. If you are waking up every day and you're doing your cardio and you're doing your strength training and you're taking the techniques that your teacher teaches you, and you're drilling them 1,000 times every day, and you're doing your flexibility training, and you're doing full contact sparring, you're going to be prepared for a fight, right? Let's take a martial art that gets crapped on a lot, Wing Chun. If you're a Wing Chun practitioner, by the way, one of the reasons so many Wing Chun practitioners suck isn't necessarily because Wing Chun sucks. It's because Wing Chun practitioners don't train like MMA fighters or like Muay Thai fighters. They don't wake up in the morning and run 5K and then go hit the pads for 5 rounds, and then hit the heavy bag for 5 rounds, and then do partner drills for 5 rounds, and then spar for 5 rounds, and then do it a second time in the evening. Okay, so obviously, if a Muay, it's like a description of a basic Muay Thai practitioner. So anyone who's fighting a Muay Thai practitioner is going to be fighting a good fighter. Anyone who trains like that is going to be a good fighter. And if you're training in the exact opposite way, if you're waking up half-heartedly doing some forms and then doing some one-step sparring drills with a partner, and that's the only contact you get, then obviously it doesn't matter what martial art you're practicing, you're going to suck at fighting. Anyway, short answer. This was a long answer for a very short answer, which is it depends on the individual's training. Okay? The techniques you know don't matter half as much as the type of training that you're doing. So my answer to you guys is, if there's a martial art that interests you, train that martial art. If you love the idea of karate because you grew up playing Street Fighter and Ryu's your hero, awesome. Go train karate, but don't expect to be winning any fights unless you're also doing your strength training, your cardio, and full contact sparring. And other things, flexibility training and partner drills as well. Hope that helps. Leave your comments and questions below. Peace.